Alright, you fuck. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. This is like my 10th channel, and I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing. They said YouTube is a great side hustle. Those dickheads don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I mean, I'm kind of hoping to blow up on my first video and be one of those channels that's like a success and gets 1 million views on their first video. But we all know that's not going to happen. But I do come with a plan. Well, me and Edward come with a plan. Who is Edward, you ask? This guy talking to you right now. Yeah, I know he's an AI, but he's free. So shut the fuck up. I later found out he wasn't free. Welcome back, you beautiful meat puppets, to another episode of Dumb Journalist, where we tackle life's biggest questions with all the finesse of a bull in a china shop on roller skates. Well, this is my first video, so I probably shouldn't say welcome back, but it's sound professional, so shut the fuck up. I'm your host, Captain Dumb Journalist, and today, we're diving deeper than your ex's emotional baggage into the question, are we living in a simulation? So grab your red pills, your blue pills, and whatever other fucking pills you've got lying around, cause this is gonna be one hell of a trip. Let's kick things off with Simulation Theory 101, shall we? Picture this. Some future nerds with god complexes and too much computing power decide to create the ultimate version of The Sims. But instead of making their little digital people burn toast and pee themselves, they simulate entire fucking civilizations. And guess what, you beautiful meat puppets? We might be those poor digital schmucks. This whole mindfuck was popularized by philosopher Nick Bostrom back in 2003. Nick, buddy, couldn't you have just stuck to pondering why hot dogs come in packs of 10, but buns come in packs of 8 like the rest of us? Now here's where it gets really wild. If future civilizations could create these hyper-realistic ancestor simulations, statistically speaking, it's more likely that we're in one of those simulations than in base reality. So it's like cosmic Russian nesting dolls, but instead of dolls, it's realities. Mind blown. But wait, there's more! What if our entire universe is just a science fair project for some interdimensional teenager? Thanks for the A+, Mr. Zorblex. I call it Humanity a Comedy of Errors. Now let's get philosophical, because nothing says fun like an existential crisis on a Tuesday. If we're in a simulation, does free will exist? Or are we just meat puppets dancing to the tune of some cosmic coder? Are our thoughts our own? Or are they just lines of code? Is that burrito you had for lunch real? Or just a very convincing digital illusion? Spoiler alert, it'll feel real enough coming out the other end. Philosophers have been scratching their beards over this for centuries. René Descartes was all, I think, therefore I am. But in a simulation, it's more like, I think, therefore I might be. David Chalmers argues that even if we're in a simulation, our experiences are still real to us. So, that time you embarrassed yourself in front of your crush? Still painfully real, buddy. But here's a thought that'll really bake your noodle. If we're in a simulation, is the programmer our god? And if so, is tech support the new priesthood? Have you tried turning your existential crisis off and on again? Speaking of tech, let's talk about the advancements in virtual reality that are making this simulation theory look less like science fiction and more like a spoiler alert for reality. VR is getting so good, it's like reality on steroids. We've got headsets that can transport you from your mom's basement to the surface of Mars faster than you can say, beam me up, Scotty. Companies like Oculus and HTC are pumping out tech that's so immersive you might forget to eat, sleep, or acknowledge the existence of your loved ones. Imagine a future where VR is so advanced that it becomes indistinguishable from our everyday experiences. You could be living your best life, thinking you're a badass space pirate, when in reality you're just a brain in a jar hooked up to the galactic equivalent of a PlayStation. But here's the real kicker. If we can create such convincing virtual worlds, who's to say someone hasn't already done that to us? For all we know, we could be NPCs in some advanced civilization's version of Grand Theft Auto. So, the next time someone cuts you off in traffic, just remember, they might just be poorly programmed AI. Now, I know what you're thinking, but surely there must be some evidence that we're in a simulation, right? Well, hold on to your tinfoil hats, because this is where it gets really weird. Some big brains like fucking Elon Musk and Neil deGrasse Tyson argue that the odds are in favor of us being simulated. Musk even said there's a 1 in billions chance we're in base reality. But let's be real. This is coming from a guy who wanted to nuke Mars and named his kid after a Windows error message. On the flip side, we've got skeptics like physicist Frank Wilczek who argue that our universe is too complex to be a simulation. But Frank, my dude, have you seen the fucking graphics on the latest video games? Give it another century and we'll be simulating quantum physics for fun. The real kicker? This whole hypothesis is nearly impossible to prove or disprove. It's like trying to explain to a video game character that they're in a video game. Good luck with that, motherfucker. But let's say we did find evidence. What would that even look like? A fucking glitch in the Matrix? A made in silicon heaven stamp on the moon? Or maybe we'll find out when the simulation crashes and we all get the blue screen of death. Error 404. Reality not found. So let's say we wake up tomorrow and find out we're definitely in a simulation. What then? Do we all quit our jobs and start living like there's no tomorrow? Do we try to hack the system and give ourselves superpowers? Or do we just shrug and go back to watching cat videos? Some folks think it would lead to mass nihilism. You know, the whole nothing matters, it's all fake shtick. But hey, simulated or not, that pizza still tastes good, doesn't it? Others think it might inspire us to live more authentically. After all, if this is all a simulation, might as well make it a good show for whoever's watching, right? Live your life like you're the main character in a cosmic reality TV show. Keeping up with the simulated Kardashians? Anyone? So there you have it, folks. Are we living in a simulation? Who the fuck knows? But hey, simulated or not, this beer in my hand still tastes real, and I'm gonna enjoy it. This has been Dumb Journalist, where we answer life's big questions and somehow end up with even more questions and possibly a hangover. Stay tuned for our next episode. Is your toaster plotting world domination, or does it just really hate your bread? Until then, keep it real, or simulated, or whatever the hell this is.